Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. Now in this part we will be installing WordPress into our project. That is why in the first case we will be going to this wordpress.org. So this is the wordpress.org that we are currently looking for. And if we have a go for it, we will be reaching to this particular website. This is known as wordpress.org, where we can download WordPress. And if we click on this blue button, Get WordPress, so here we can see that this is the download WordPress 5.3.2, which is the current version of WordPress. And if we click on this individual button, WordPress will soon be beginning to download it, and soon we will be able to get this zip file here. This is WordPress 5.3.2, which is the latest version, and on extracting it we will be getting this individual folder here, which is known as WordPress. And if we click into it, these are the folders, and all those files, those been present here, those been practically downloaded off this individual site. So this is how you may download WordPress. If we get back to our root directory, this is the manual server that we were talking about. So if we just get to the root directory, this is the root directory of our manual server, WAMP server. And if we click into it, this is the part that we are going to get here. All those folders are practically being created into root directory. And here we have created this individual folder of experiment WordPress 2. We can see that practically it is empty right now because we haven't created anything inside it. If we have a look into our localhost server page, this is the index page of our localhost server, and if we now click into this experiment WordPress 2, we will see that there's practically nothing. It is an empty folder which has been created right over here. So this is the folder which we obtained after extracting this WordPress 5.3.2.zip. And if we have a look inside it, first of all, copy this whole thing from here, get back to the root directory of your localhost server, and here this is the experiment WordPress 2. Get inside it, paste it inside. This thing is now initiated, so we have practically pasted all those components, all those files and folders, those we have practically downloaded off the internet. And remember that we are practically using the latest version of WordPress right over here. There it goes. So everything has been copied inside it. We can see that all those files and folders are practically been created, been copied right over here. Now, if we get back to our localhost server, this is the index page, reload. And if we now get back to this experiment WordPress 2, so we can see that we have practically descended to this WordPress installation page. This is where the installation is beginning now. The first thing that we need to do, we need to mention the language of our site. So I am preferring this English United States. So in the first case, let's continue. We can see what it is demanding for. It is practically demanding for the database name, database username, database password, and database host. This is the first thing that we are going to fix over here. So the very first and obvious thing that we will be needing is the database which will be used right over here. So we are getting back to this PHP myadmin. Click on it. There it goes. And here we need to log in into our PHP myadmin page. And we are providing this username here, root. We are leaving this password field as empty or vacant. Now let's go. And we can see that we are in. We have logged in into this PHP myadminer. Now here we will be creating a new database. So in the first case, we are creating a database name here. which I would like to name as DBWP. Now, not provide this name, DB WordPress Learn. So we have created this database name as this one. And another thing, whenever we are talking about database, always name it putting this DB word or DB phrase before, such that you might understand in the later cases that this individual file, this is the database of this particular project. So that is why the nomenclature of any database file, it should be named as DB. And when you will be extracting this database, it will be extracted in a .sql format. So first of all, we have copied this whole database name here, and let's create this individual database. So we have created it. Now we can see that this is the DB WordPress Learn that we have created so far into our project. In the next case, we will be getting back to our WordPress installation. So we have provided this database name right over here. Then we have provided username as root. Now on the other hand, this is the password field. So either you may leave it empty or you may put the exact same word right over here. This is the root. So everything depends upon this package actually. Now in the next case, this is the database host, which is localhost in our case. So we'll be using it, we'll be keeping it. And in the last case, this is the table prefix, which is WP underscore. So either you may use it or you may use anything that you want right over here. In my case, I'll be using the default one, the default table prefix, which is known as WP underscore. Now all we can see that we have run to this page. This is the final installation part of our project. We can see that it says all right Sparky, you have made it through. So in the next case, we will be running the installation right over here. And this is the page where we need to insert each and every details that we wish to put here. Like this site title, we are putting it as WordPress is fun. This is the first case. In the next case, I'll be using my own name here. This is as the username of this WordPress project, and this is the password field. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to copy this thing and we will be getting back to our project, and here we will be creating a new text document which I'll be naming as login credential. We wish to put our username here as a stored version. And this is the password. So we need to put this password right over here and save it. So this is the password that we are going to use into our project. Let's copy it. And here you need to put some email here in an order to get different kind of notifications. In this case, I'll be using it some kind of abstract email type, as we are using it in case of our manual server hosting. But in case of live hosting, always remember to put the proper authenticated email of yours right over here. So everything has been done right over here. We won't be making any kind of further amendment. And this is the install WordPress button. If we are now done with all this specification, those we need, we'll be clicking this button here, this install WordPress. And we can see that WordPress is now been installed. As it says, success, WordPress has been installed. Now let's log in. So this is the part here, and there goes the password. So if we now log in, This is the admin dashboard control panel that we are currently looking for. We have reached to it, and if we visit our site, this is the site which is using a default theme of its own. Like if we get back to appearance and then to themes, we can see that this is the WordPress 2020 theme that we are currently using into our project. And we can see that all those specifications are right over here. Like we can see the title of this site. We haven't provided any kind of subtitle, so it is using the default subtitle here. And this is the meta descriptions, like this is the category of the post. This is the post here, hello world, which has an uncategorized category. On the other hand, we can see that this is the meta description of the author, timestamp of this individual post, and this is the comment which has been shown exactly right over here. But we won't be using this default theme has been prescribed by WordPress. Instead, we will be creating our very own theme right over here, and we will be using it into our project. So in the next part, we will be creating all those individual files, like those index pages or all those required files. Those are needed to practically run our theme into WordPress. So stay tuned.